Please welcome this year's laureates.
Will the laureates please take your seats? 壇上の皆様もお座りください。
Take your seats.
Takamado no Miyahi.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Her Imperial Highness Princess Takamado. You are requested to rise. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 2019 Kyoto Prize Presentation Ceremony. First, representing the organizer, Chairman of Inamori Foundation, Dr. Shigetada Nakanishi will have an opening address. Today, we are deeply honored to extend a special welcome to Her Imperial Highness Princess Takamado, Honorary President of the Inamori Foundation. The Inamori Foundation is also greatly pleased and honored by the presence of the ambassadors and of many distinguished guests in the 2019 Kyoto Prize Presentation Ceremony. Let us congratulate Dr. Ching W.Tang, Dr. James Gunn, and Mrs. Ariane Munuski on their receiving the 2019 Kyoto Prize. We'd like to commend them for their great achievements and extend the heartfelt congratulations. The Inamori Foundation was established in 1984 by Kazuo Inamori, the founder of Kyocera Corporation. The foundation held the first Kyoto Prize presentation in the following year and has awarded the prize to individuals and groups who've made outstanding contributions to the betterment of human life through great achievements in the three categories: advanced technology, basic sciences, and arts and philosophy. When the Kyoto Prize was created, Kazuo Inamori outlined what he hoped to achieve in a short article titled "Philosophy of the Kyoto Prize," based on his lifelong belief that people have no higher calling than to strive for the greater good of human and society. In it, he wrote of his desire to give something back to the global community that had sustained and nurtured him for so many years, and of his conviction that the future of humanity can be assured only through a balance between scientific progress and spiritual depth. For 35 years, since its inception, we have selected persons who gave a great contribution to human society and awarded them in this Kyoto. The extraordinary achievements of laureates have profound and lasting impacts on even the future of human society. The commitment of these individuals to their work, the intense passion that they feel for the good of humankind, and the personal sincerity that they demonstrate have never failed to deeply move and inspire us. This year's laureate in advanced technology, Dr. Ching W.Tang, invented a new EL device structure consisting of a stack of two kinds of organic molecular layers. He demonstrated that this structure results in efficient light emission in low voltage and paved the way for the practical application of organic EL devices. Dr. James Gunn, in Basic Sciences, designed the Sloan Digital Sky Survey project and observed a broad region to deduce an overview of the universe. Through these achievements, he's provided us a significant understanding of the universe. Mrs. Irene Munyushkin, in Arts and Philosophy, has led the Theatre du Soleil, a theatre company she founded in 1964, for over half a century. Her hierarchy-free theatrical organization, with its unique methodology of stage creation, embodied the ideal of public theater. Her works with historical and political themes and direction to adopt a traditional art in the East have gained a high reputation as remarkable masterpieces in the field of contemporary theater. They established brand new theories or categories and applied broadly to have created a new trend in the research fields. They have had a significant influence on the next generations and deserve of renown as contemporary intellect. I'm delighted to successfully add this year's Grade 3 laureates onto the Kyoto Prize history. The lofty way set forth by Kazuo Inamori when he established the Kyoto Prize has taken many people's understanding with the magnificent laureates' personalities and achievements. The Inamori Foundation will maintain its eternal commitment through this Kyoto Prize to ongoing promotion of scientific advancement and elevation of the human spirit in the hope that our efforts will contribute to future peace and stability for humanity. In closing, we'd like to take this opportunity to express our most sincere appreciation to the committee members for their fair and impartial deliberations in selecting a group of truly outstanding Kyoto Prize laureates. Additionally, we wish to convey our heartfelt gratitude to the Japanese government, the Kyoto prefectural and municipal governments, and many other people for their ongoing assistance since the inception of the Kyoto Prize. We would be very grateful for your continued support and cooperation. This concludes my remarks. Thank you very much.
Inamori 財団中西重忠会長のご挨拶でございました。ここでInamori 財団名誉総裁
Now, we are pleased to receive felicitation from Her Imperial Highness Princess Takamado, Honorary President of the Inamori Foundation. It is a great pleasure to be here to celebrate the 2019 Kyoto Prize with you. I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the recipients of 2019 Kyoto Prize, Dr. Chin W.Tang in the category of Advanced Technology, Dr. James Gunn in the category of the Basic Sciences, and Mrs. Ariane Minusikin in the category of the Arts and Philosophy. So these three recipients have contributed to realization of the truly affluent society through their endeavor to promote science and arts and to provide peace and dream. I like to express my profound admiration for their great achievements. The Kyoto Prize was established based on strong belief of Dr. Inamori, the founder of the foundation, in striving for the greater goods of humankind society, to celebrate achievements of those who have made a contribution to development of science and culture or deepening the spirit of humankind. The prize is now highly recognized as one of the most eminent international awards. I wish the recipients success in their respective field and hope they contribute further to happiness of people. Lastly, hope the Kyoto Prize, by recognizing and honoring such intellect and wisdom, continue contributing to development of humankind and the peace of the world. Her Imperial Highness Princess Takamado, the Honorary President, the Inamori Foundation.
Here I'd like to introduce the past laureates who are with us today. The Laureate for 1998, from Switzerland, we have Dr. Kocho Buterich. The Laureate for 2002, we have Professor Tadao Ando. He is now a board member of Inamori Foundation. Laureate for 2010, Dr. Shinya Yamanaka. He is now a member of the Board of Directors of Inamori Foundation. The Laureate for 2015, we have Dr. Toyoki Kunitake. The Laureate for 2016, Dr. Tasuku Honjo. He is also a member of Board of Directors of Inamori Foundation. For 2017, we have Dr. Takashi Mimura. And then last year, for 2018, we have Dr. Masaki Kashihara. Those are the past laureates who are with us today.
Before presenting the prize, we have opening address by Hiroyuki Sakai, the chairman of the Kyoto Prize Executive Committee. On behalf of the Kyoto Prize Selection Organization, I'd like to report on selection of the 2019 Kyoto Prize laureates. The 2019 Kyoto Prize in Advanced Technology is awarded to Dr. Chin W.Tang in the field of material science and engineering for pioneering contributions to the birth of the high-efficiency organic light-emitting diodes and their applications. The 2019 Kyoto Prize in the Basic Sciences goes to Dr. James Gunn in the field of Earth and Planetary Sciences, Astronomy and Astrophysics for his outstanding contribution to the elucidation of cosmic history based on a large-scale wide-field observation. The 2019 Kyoto Prize in Art and Philosophy is awarded to Mrs. Ariane Mnouchkine in the field of theater cinema. She's a stage director who has innovated theoretical expression through her original masterpieces for over half a century. I'd like to extend my sincere congratulations to each of the three laureates. The selection process of the Kyoto Prize in each field involves 3 stages. The candidates nominated by the specialists all over the world and screened and examined in the Kyoto Prize Selection Committee, the Kyoto Prize Committee, and the Kyoto Prize Executive Committee. Each committee consists of scholars and experts with deep insights in a specific field. I observed committee deliberation as the chair of the Kyoto Prize Executive Committee and recognize a wide-ranging, careful research and earnest discussion had been given at each committee. I'd like to extend my heartfelt respect to all committee members involved in the selection for their long-term efforts and cooperation. Its stringent and impartial screening has been proved by the laureates who truly deserve to be ranked amongst the greatest intellectual treasures of humankind, significantly contributing to the peace of human society and development of civilization. The Inamori Foundation has a written philosophy of the Kyoto Prize in which the founder Kazuo Inamori expresses reason for establishing the Kyoto Prize. He wishes to celebrate laureates not only for their towering achievements in the fields, but also for their lifelong dedication to extending mastery of their specialties and their admirable characters. All of the committee members share and keep this philosophy in mind throughout the selection process. The 3 laureates named here today have profound humanity and enriched human spirit with their brilliant idea, diligent efforts, and ability to pursue their concepts. We feel greatly privileged to have selected the 2019 Kyoto Prize laureates for embodiments of the philosophy of the Kyoto Prize. It's all the more gratifying to us that we're able to add these 3 individuals to our list of celebrated laureates and proudly present them to the world. Let me congratulate once again the laureates and their families and take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the many individuals, both in Japan and abroad, who have been involved in nominating candidates or in selecting the 2019 Kyoto Prize laureates. Thank you. Hiroyuki Sakai, the chairman of the Kyoto Prize Executive Committee.
Now I'd like to introduce this year's laureates, the category of Advanced Technology. This year's laureate in Advanced Technology is Dr. Ching W.Tang. Citation is given by Chairman Masanori Murakami of Kyoto Prize Committee in this category. Here is a citation for the category of Advanced Technology. We selected Dr. Ching W.Tang for this category. The pioneering contributions to the birth of high-efficiency organic light-emitting diodes and their applications was the reason for the selection. In the 1960s, a group of organic materials was discovered to emit light when a high voltage is applied across them. The discovery of this electroluminescence, EL, inspired further research toward the development of organic EL devices, also known as organic light-emitting diodes. Nonetheless, the emission efficiency remained low, approximately 0.1%, and the drive voltage required for EL remained high, several tens of volts. These issues hindered any practical application of EL. In 1987, Dr. Ching W.Tang invented a new EL device structure consisting of a stack of two carefully selected organic semiconductor layers. He demonstrated that this structure allows an efficient flow of electric current and enables efficient light emission from the interface region between the two layers, even when the applied voltage is set as low as several volts. This innovation paved the way for the birth of practical OLEDs. Dr. Tang's new device structure consists of an aromatic diamine Hall transport layer in which the holes carry the current, and an ALQ electron transport layer in which electrons carry the current. Dr. Tang set the Hall transport layer as seen as 75 nanometers and the electron transport layer as seen as 60 nanometers to reduce the electrical resistance of the device. Moreover, the cathode on the ALQ layer was made using a magnesium-silver alloy to ensure both efficient electron injection and chemical stability. This new structure allowed the device to be driven by a voltage of less than 10 volts, and the electrons and holes recombine with each other efficiently, resulting in light emission with efficiency above 1%. To further increase the emission efficiency of OLEDs and to control the wavelengths of the emitted light, Dr. Tang also invented a more advanced device structure in which a part of the ALQ layer was doped with highly fluorescent molecules. By optimizing the position of the doped layer and its dopant concentration, he achieved a twofold increase in the efficiency and spectral control of the emitted light. These works promoted the development of new material and device structure for OLEDs, resulting in drastic improvements in their efficiency and reliability. They have enabled the realization of practical OLEDs and facilitated their widespread use in display and lighting. Thus, Dr. Tang paved the way to the birth of OLEDs and their applications by presenting the material design guideline and the basic device structure, which are indispensable to achieve significant improvements in OLED efficiencies. These works are pioneering in the fields of material science and electronics and have greatly contributed to the society. This was such a great achievement and made a great contribution to the society. For these reasons, the Inamori Foundation is pleased to present the 2019 Kyoto Prize in Advanced Technology to Dr. Ching W.Tang. Let me introduce Dr. Tang. The 2019 Kyoto Prize was presented to Dr. Ching W.Tang, who made a great contribution to the advancement of material science and electronic engineering.
Next is the category of Basic Sciences. The Kyoto Prize in the category of the Basic Sciences is awarded to Dr. James Gunn. And the citation will be read by the chairman of the Kyoto Prize Committee in the category of the Basic Sciences, Matsui Takafumi. Now I'd like to read a citation for awarding the 2019 Kyoto Prize in the Basic Sciences. The eligible field this year is Earth and Planetary Sciences, Astronomy and Astrophysics. The laureate is Dr. James Gunn for his outstanding contributions to the elucidation of cosmic history based upon the large-scale wide-field observation. The following is more detailed explanations. Dr. James Gunn conceived and designed the Sloan Digital Sky Survey (SDSS) project, which produced a three-dimensional digital cosmic map. And he realized the project successfully by developing the necessary innovative technology for the observation and data analysis. On the basis of enormous amount of precise data produced by the SDSS, Dr. Gunn made outstanding contribution to the elucidation of cosmic history and the properties of various celestial objects, and to determining the parameters of the expanding universe with unprecedented accuracy. Dr. Gunn led the design of the key hardware components of the SDSS, a 2.5-meter wide-field telescope, an ultra-large mosaic CCD camera, and a multi-object spectrograph that acquired spectra of 640 celestial objects simultaneously. This project commenced in 1992 with 7 U.S. institutions and a Japanese group, and the regular observations began in April 2000. As the data and the research results were published, the number of participating institutions increased to 25. By 2009, 230 million celestial objects were catalogued, and a spectra of 930,000 galaxies, 120,000 quasars, and 460,000 stars were obtained. Through the publication of the SDSS Astronomical Catalogue, containing containing an overwhelming amount of homogeneous information, numerous discoveries were made. Thus, the SDSS is now regarded as one of the most successful projects in the history of observational astronomy. The three-dimensional cosmic map of galaxies made from SDSS contributed to the elucidation of the evolutionary history of the large-scale structure of the universe and the discoveries of numerous distant quasars and gravitational lenses and the new populations of the low-temperature brown dwarf star. The SDS data were combined with the data on the temperature fluctuation in the cosmic microwave background radiation to reveal the fraction of normal matter in the universe. It's less than 5%, dark matter 25%, and a dark energy 70%, which became the standard model of the universe today. Dr. Gunn not only led the SDSS, but earlier in his career also published an important idea that determines the degree of ionization of the early universe, as well as many other pioneering astrophysical theories. He has also made major contributions to the development of the many other innovative astronomical instruments. So that was the great contribution in all three fields. For these reasons, the Inamori Foundation is pleased to present the 2019 Kyoto Prize in the Basic Sciences to Dr. James Gunn. Dr. James Gunn, I'd like to introduce Dr. James Gunn. The award was presented to Dr. James Gunn for his contribution opening a new era of astronomy.
The category of Arts and Philosophy. Kyoto Prize in Arts and Philosophy is presented to Mrs. Ariane Munuskin. Citation will be given by Chairman Yoshio Ozasa of Kyoto Prize Committee in this category. Here is a citation for the category of Arts and Philosophy. And we selected Mrs. Ariane Munusky, a stage director who has innovated theatrical expression through her original masterpieces for over half a century. Here is a citation. Mrs. Munusky has led the Théâtre du Soleil, a theater company she founded in 1964, for over half a century and has continuously produced internationally acclaimed masterpieces. At the root of her superb talent lies a strong belief that theater is a form of art that should be collaboratively perceived, created, and enjoyed. She's gathered diverse talents and fostered the high mentality and rampant creativity by exploring and developing their talent, skills, and imaginations. While producing for the stage, Mrs. Munizuki first inquired what theater is or should be and reconsidered its basic principles. This resulted in her original hierarchy-free theatrical organization with its unique methodology for stage creation. She also considered the audience to be an important member of the creators, indispensable to theater, and attempted to build strong relationships between performer, director, and audience. Since the Theatre du Soleil started its activities in the Kyoto in the outskirts of Paris, its performances have been appreciated as being like festive topos where all kinds of people encountered one another. It could be said that the Theatre du Soleil embodies the ideal of public theatre. In order to keep her audience emotionally engaged, Mrs. Munizuki pursued a theatrical method that emphasized physicality by referring to traditional performances such as circus, commedia, Japanese no, kabuki, buraku, and Indian kasatakali. She reconstructed them using modern sensibilities and explored a method of utilizing actors' improvisation techniques which culminated in her Drums on the Dam, inspired by buraku. In this work, she attempted to create a comprehensive art form that blended theater with various other genres such as dance, music, and literature. Among experimental productions in the field of contemporary theater, her achievements have been remarkable. In the early 1980s, Mrs. Munizuki produced a cycle of 3 Shakespeare plays starting with Richard II and demonstrated her deep insight and superb directional skills in her approach in classical plays. As in her prior work like 1978, 1789 of the Revolution must only stop at the perfection of happiness. She tried to shed new light on the chaotic darkness that plagued the modern age by taking a novel view of her contemporaries' own history along with them. She preserved a reasonable amount of entertainment value while also strongly warning against contemporary historical and political developments. For example, she examined Cambodian genocide through the epic The Terrible But Unfinished Story of Norodom, King of Cambodia, written by Helene Saxos. For these reasons, the Inamori Foundation is pleased to present the 2019 Kyoto Prize in Arts and Philosophy to Ms. Munizuki. I'd like to introduce Ms. Munizuki.
演劇の創造に新たな境地を開いたアリアーヌ・ムヌーシュキンさんに京都賞が贈られました。
The 2019 Kyoto Prize was presented to Ms. Munizuki, who made a great contribution in the field of theater.
The Kyoto Prize was presented to this year's laureates. Now we're pleased to receive congratulatory message from Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, representing the host country of the prize. And a message is read by Mr. Shuji Miyamoto, Parliamentary Vice Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry.
ただいまご紹介をいただきました経済産業大臣政務官宮本でございます。
Thank you very much for your introduction.
京都賞受賞式のご盛
I'm
会
Miyamoto,
心からお喜びを申し上げますとともに
Parliamentary Vice Minister of Economy, Trade and Industry. I'd like to extend my congratulations to all the recipients.
祝辞をことづかっております。
I'm very happy to read the message from the Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
高円宮妃久子殿下のご臨席を賜り
It is our great joy that the 2019 Kyoto Prize presentation ceremony is held today with the presence of Her Imperial Highness Princess Takamado. I'd like to express my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Chin W.Tang, Dr. James Gunn, Mrs. Ariane Munushikin on receiving
関係
this
者の皆様に
eminent
心よ
prize.
りお祝いを申し上げます。現代は大きな変化の
Today,
中
our
で
society is faced with tremendous
全ての産
change.
業に
Our
幅広い
industries are
影響を及ぼす
impacted
デ
by
ジタル技術の
advancement
進
of
歩
digital
いわゆ
technology,
る第4次産業革命の
the
波
so-called fourth
人
industrial
生100
revolution,
年時代の到来による
and also changing
ライフスタイルの変
lifestyle
化は
as people's
これまで
life
当たり前だと思
expectancy
われてい
reaching
た
100
世界の在り
years.
方を
What
大
was
きく変え
considered
つつあ
as
ります。
matter of course in the
第4
past
次
is
産
no
業革
longer
命
the
の時代に
case.
おける科学技術の重要性は優に
It is so true
及ば
that
ず
the science and technology is very important at the time of the
物
fourth
質的
industrial
な豊かさ
revolution.
だけではなく
But when people's
人
life
生を
expectancy
内面から
reaches
豊かに
100
する
years,
発想や
not just
創造性
material
そ
affluence,
の
but we
養分
also
ともな
need
る
ideas and
洗練された
creativity
思
that
想
will bring
芸術
internal
が
richness
これまで以
and
上に
sophisticated
強く
arts and
求められてい
philosophy,
ます。
which would become
基礎
nourishment
研
for
究分
such
野や
ideas and
先端技
creativity.
術分野のみならず
From these
思想
reasons, the social
芸術分野も含め
contribution of the Kyoto
著しく
Prize is so
貢献した方を
profound
表彰
as
する
it
京都賞の
recognizes
社
the
会的意義は
achievements not
非常
only
に
in the
大き
basic
なものであると
sciences
感
and
じております。
advanced technology,
さ
but
て
also arts and
つい
philosophy.
先ほどまで東京では
Today in
天皇
Tokyo,
皇后
we
両
have
陛
had
下の
an
ご即位に伴うパレード
enthronement
祝賀
parade
本列の儀
to
が執り行われて
celebrate
お
the
りま
new
した
emperor and empress.
5月の改元
The new
10月の
imperial era of
即位礼
Reiwa began in
正殿の
May
儀を
this
経て
year, and the
ご即位に
ceremony
伴う
of
一連の行
enthronement
事が
was held
続い
in
ております。
October, and other related events have
令
been
和という
held
時代
since
は
then.
冒頭述べ
The
たよう
era
な
of
変化の
Reiwa
時代の中で
began in
そ
a
の
big
産声を
turmoil,
上げました。
as mentioned earlier.
安倍内閣としては
However,
第4次産業革命の
My government
波をチ
would
ャンスとし
consider this
日
fourth
本が
industrial
そして
revolution as an
世界が
opportunity,
抱える課題を見
as
据え
Japan should take
その解決
initiative
に
in
取り組むこと
solving
で
various challenges
新し
we
い
have
時
faced
代
in
を
Japan
切り開いてい
and
く
also in the
そ
world.
の決意を新たにしております。最後に
Lastly,
財団創立者
I'd
の
like to express my
稲盛
deep
和夫氏をはじめ
respect to Dr.
関係者の皆
Inamori,
様
the
が
founder of this
この京都賞
foundation,
に
and
注いで
other
こられた
individuals who
並々
have
ならぬ
dedicated
情
their
熱と
passion
ご功
and
績に対
commitment
して
for this
心
Kyoto
より
Prize.
敬意を表します。本日ご列
Wishing
席
you
の
all
皆様の
continued
ますますの
health
ご
and
発展と
prosperity.
ご健勝を記念をいたしまして私の
I
お
would
祝いの言
conclude
葉といた
my
します。
speech.
令和元年11月10日 内閣
The
総理大
10th
臣安
November,
倍晋
the
三経
2019
済産業大臣
Shinzo
政務官
Abe,
宮本周司大臣
Prime Minister of Japan.
誠におめでとうございます。
Congratulations.
安倍晋三内閣総理大臣からのご祝辞の
So that was the message read by Mr. Shuji Miyamoto,
ここで
Parliamentary Vice Minister of METI.
京都賞を受賞された皆様よりご挨拶を頂戴
Now we would like to ask the laureates to deliver acceptance speeches. The first speaker is Dr. Chin W.Tang, who was awarded Kyoto Prize in Advanced Technology. Prior to his speech, we'll introduce his profile. Dr. Tan was born in Hong Kong in 1947. This is a picture with his mother. His mother was a homemaker caring for her children. His father was the head of the local chamber of commerce and was a respected community leader. He devoted much of his time and efforts to education and was a key founder of several primary and secondary schools in the community. When he was a child, he was full of curiosity. He was curious about how things work and learned how things work by making and repairing agricultural tools. When he became a high school student, he became interested in science, and he received doctor's degrees in physics from Cornell University. Then he joined Eastman Kodak, and he started his research in organic EL. When voltage is applied to a group of organic materials, they emit light. This phenomenon is used for organic light-emitting diodes. Organic EL is now widely used for displays for smartphones and tablets. But when he started his research, the emission efficiency was very low, and required voltage was very high, making it difficult to commercialize the technology. In 1987, he invented a new EL device structure. This structure has two organic layers, and it allowed an efficient flow of electronic current and enabled efficient light emission from the interface region between the two layers, even when applied voltage is very low. He continued his research and further improved efficiency of light emission and demonstrated that light color can be controlled as well. His invention thus paved the way for commercialization of the technology. His discovery was a big breakthrough of research and development of organic EL, and further accelerated the research around the world, bringing the technology closer to commercialization. It's now widely used as high-resolution displays for smartphones and TVs, and it's expected to be adopted in many different fields in the society. He still continues his research, exploring new possibilities of organic EL. He's also devoting his time to train young researchers. Here is his advice to young generations. To be successful, do something you are good at, and do it with passion and perseverance. This is his family. His wife also has a PhD in physical chemistry and taught chemistry and physics at St. John's Fisher College. They celebrated their 40th anniversary this year. Dr. Tan is looking forward to spending time here in Kyoto with his wife. Now, Dr. Tan, the floor is yours.
Your Highness Prince Takamado, Dr. Inamori, Mrs. Inamori Kanazawa, distinguished guests, and dear friends and family. It's truly a great honor to receive the 2019 Kyoto Prize in Advanced Technology. In accepting this prize, I'm deeply grateful to the Inamori Foundation and the prize committee for the recognition of my work in organic light-emitting diode, OLED. I discovered organic LED in the late 1970s when I was a young researcher at the Kodak Research Laboratory in Rochester, New York. I must say, The learning behind the discovery started quite a few years earlier when I was a graduate student at Cornell University. I was very fortunate to study under Professor Andreas Albrecht of the chemistry department. Professor Albrecht was a brilliant scientist in the field of molecular spectroscopy. To those of us who knew him well, he was a compassionate gentleman, a voice for social justice, and an objector of war, the Vietnam War at the time. From Professor Albrecht, I learned sciences and humanity. As we all know, science is built on principles and verification by experiments. In contrast, humanity is rather messy, according to Albrecht's words. It's about complex human behaviors which can defy logic and full of contradiction, like what we see here in the world today. By being his student for several years, I learned to work independently and think analytically. I learned to question the established rules because they may not be always right. I learned that sometimes it's necessary to break the rules in order to set a new and better path forward. I learned it to be persistent and guided by reasons. These lessons have stayed with me throughout my life. They help me deal with scientific research methodically and rather successfully, if I may say. They also help me to find my courage and balance as a human being. In many ways, I'm who I am because I learned from a great teacher. After graduation from Cornell in 1975, I was hired by Kodak to work on organic solar cells, not OLED. It was a very difficult project. The goals were to reduce the cost by 10 times and to increase the efficiency by 100 times. I failed miserably in both counts. A few years later, I discovered OLED, perhaps with a stroke of luck or a spark of inspirations. In retrospect, I think I made this discovery and followed through with it for years because I always wanted to do experiments and was not afraid to find new ways to do things. Perhaps it's also because I was able to overlook the scrutiny of the 40s, meaning my supervisor at Kodak, at least for some of the times. I spent the remaining of my 31 years at Kodak with a single focus to turn OLED into a practical technologies. Over the years, I worked with many people, chemists, physicists, engineers, managers, lawyers, machinists, laboratory assistants, and office staffs. Without their contributions, OLED might very well be one of the many discoveries that never came to anything. And I'm almost sure I would not be standing here to give this speech today. So to my former Kodak colleagues, I would like to say thanks from the bottom of my heart. In particular, I would like to thank Mr. Steve Van Slyke, who had worked with me from the very beginning. He and I spent countless dark hours in the early years before we saw the light leading to OLED. I also would like to thank the University of Rochester and the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology for the incredibly rewarding experiences they have given me in the academia. Finally, I would like to thank my family who are here in this hall with me for their love and the joy of being together. To my wife, Leslie. Thanks you for enriching my life infinitely, for sharing yours with me. And I want to say we're very happy to celebrate our 40 years anniversary here in Kyoto, this very beloved city of yours. Thank you very much.
Chin W.Tang 博士のご挨拶でござい
That
ま
was
す。
an acceptance speech by Dr. Tang.
次は京都省
Next, we are happy to invite the Dr. James Gunn, the laureate of the Kyoto Prize in the Basic Sciences. But first, we'd like to introduce his profile. Dr. James Gunn was born in 1938 in the state of Texas in the United States. When he was a small boy, he read a book on astronomy, which was a gift from his father. Since then, he had a dream to become an astronomer. When he was a high school student, he made reflector telescope with electronic motor. Since around this time, he had a dream to do three things: observation of the universe, building equipment, and developing theories. Then he received the PhD degrees in astronomy and physics from California Institute of Technology. In order to do the research in astronomy, you need a map of the universe showing distribution of celestial objects. But in 1980s, there was only 2D analog map was available. So Dr. James Gunn conceived and established the vision of Sloan Digital Sky Survey to produce the digital map of the universe. This is the telescope used in the project. It's installed in Apache Point Observatory in the United States, and 230 million celestial objects were catalogued. In order to gain the necessary depths to make 3D map, technology called spectroscopy was used to measure the distance between celestial body and the Earth. And also, observation used optical fiber, allowing each fiber to measure each different celestial body. 640 optical fibers are connected to the spectrograph. There are 640 celestial bodies, celestial objects can be measured simultaneously, and a great improvement in productivity. This process is repeated again and again so that the project identified the location of more than 1.5 million celestial objects, and a far greater achievement compared to the past research. And this is a 3D digital map produced based upon the data of this project. The huge amount of data and the results of this project has not only led to many scientific discoveries, but been used as basic data for astronomical studies around the world. He also published many important theories. So he made a great contribution in observational astronomy, designing and building equipment, and developing various important theories. So he made his childhood dream come true. He says it's important to work hard, be brave, be open, be honest, and to young generations, be brave and honest enough to know yourself, know your strengths and limitation, and build on the former and work on the latter. About the city of Kyoto, he says, the temples are lovely and deeply moving, and they seem so completely to convey the Japanese spirit. Now, Dr. Gunn.
Your Imperial Highness, Princess Takamado, Mrs. Inamori, Kanazawa, the committee which has given us these wonderful awards, ladies, gentlemen, family, and many friends. I am sure I speak for all of the laureates when I say how deeply honored we are to be here and to receive the Kyoto Prize and to join the really incredible list of distinguished people who have had it before. I am an astronomer, and I believe that we are all fascinated by the night sky. It is simply a human condition. And we wonder about our place in this vast universe. We wonder how we got here. We, of course, also wonder where we're going. This began for me as a very young child with the book that the introduction told us about, a book called The Stars for Sam. And from a very early age, I wanted to do what I'm doing now. I wanted to be an astronomer. I wanted to study the stars. I had no idea what astronomers actually did, but I knew that I wanted to spend my life doing this. When I finally realized that dream, I realized that there were several approaches to this lovely science. I've tried during my career to explore them all, or not all actually, but as many as I possibly could. But there is a large divide between my colleagues who spend their careers studying a single object or a class of objects to gain really deep understanding of a single thing, and it's an incredibly valuable thing to do for the universe. I chose, however, to do something slightly different, and that was not to focus on a kind of star, a kind of galaxy, a kind of quasar, but to learn to do a kind of survey to study objects, to study the population of objects, much as one would study the population of people as a sociologist instead of studying a person as a psychologist. And in order to do this, it is necessary to use quite different techniques from the ones that one uses to study individual things. It clearly involves a lot of statistics, it involves a lot of mathematics, and it involves really exquisite equipment. And I will say, as I've said in many publications, that the astronomy has made enormous strides in the last 30 years or so. And almost none of those strides have been due to our cleverness as astronomers, as scientists, in order to think about the universe. These things have come from technology, from new detectors, from new ways to build telescopes, especially for computers to analyze these data to help us do. So it's very, very much a technological subject, and that technology has made an enormous difference in the chosen way that I have done science with surveys. All of these things have enabled us to do surveys of the universe with unprecedented depth, that is how far we have been able to see, but most of all with unprecedented accuracy. So the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, when it began, and let me say now that it was a very large project, and it was my idea, and I did the conceptual design, but I didn't make it happen. What made it happen was some few hundred people who had enough faith in the project and in me as the scientific leader to make it work. It was a very large project, and I want to thank you all now, and many of you are here in the audience that made this happen. Japan played a very large role in this, as you heard in the introduction. I guess there is certainly a question of where we go next. The Sloan survey made a map of the universe sort of as it is today. We look back about 10% of the way back to the Big Bang. Japan has a very large telescope called Subaru, and we are designing surveys now, actually one is underway, to do what Sloan has done to even enormously greater depths. And why does one want to do this? To study fainter objects far away? No. Light takes time to come from the distant universe to us. And so when we study the universe far away, we are studying things not as they are today, but as they were millions, billions of years ago. So these surveys open a history book on the universe. If we can study them sufficiently well, we can see what galaxies were like 5 billion years ago, 10 billion years ago. And that is an enormous thing for the human spirit to know how the universe came to be that made us part of it. So we're entering a very, very exciting time in this subject. I have benefited so much from friends, from colleagues, from my family, many of whom are here, and I want to thank you all very, very deeply for this. I want to thank the Inamori Foundation very deeply for this honor, and all of you today. Thank you.
James Gunn 博士のご挨拶でございました。
Thank you very much, Dr. James Gunn.
最後に京都賞思想芸術部門を受賞された
Now let us introduce Mrs. Ariane Mnouchkine,
ご挨拶の前にムヌーシキ
who
ン
was
さんの
awarded
ご
Kyoto
紹介
Prize in Arts and Philosophy. Prior to her speech, let us introduce her profile.
Ariane Mnouchkine さんは
Mrs. Ariane Mnouchkine was born in 1939 in France. As her father was a famous movie producer, her life as a child was full of artistic experiences. In the late 1950s, she entered the world of theatre by joining Oxford University Dramatic Society and establishing Theatre Association of Students in Paris. In 1964, she founded Theatre of the Sun together with her friends. In 1960s, all around the world, political and social movements intensified, demanding freedom and equality. New trends appeared in the field of culture and arts. Also in the world of theater, there was also a movement to deny conventional ways of expressions. At around this time of big change, the Theatre of the Sun was established, and ever since it has always been a source of inspiration for many people. While producing for the stage, she first inquired what theatre is or should be and reconsidered its basic principles. This resulted in her original hierarchy-free theatrical organization with its unique methodology for stage creation. It was a very unique methodology for stage creation. It could be said that the Theatre du Soleil embodies the ideal of public theatre. In order to keep her audience emotionally engaged, she pursued a theatrical method that emphasized physicality by referring to traditional performances and utilizing actors' improvisation techniques. She's produced dramas referring to historical events and shed light on the chaotic darkness that plagued the modern age, so that people can face their history and their society. For more than 5 decades, she's been in the world of theater and still visits places all around the world and meet people. Her advice to younger generations is to have love, trust, and confidence. She loves beauty, stillness, and harmony of Kyoto. She says she learned hidden suffering of Japanese women from Mizoguchi's films and Chikamatsu's plays. Now, Mrs. Mnouchkine, the floor is yours. Your Imperial Highness Princess Takamado, Dr. Kazuo Inamori, Mrs. Shinobu Inamori Kanazawa, distinguished guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen. It's very difficult for me to put words to my feelings today. I feel a mixture of very intense pride, naive joy, and also shivering disbelief. Because how is this possible? Who are they, those who throughout the world first suggested my name and then supported it before your committee from so many people submitted to it, all as deserving as me, if not more, and all this without me knowing anything about it. For it was only when, by a mysterious phone call, we received the equally mysterious announcement of the visit of 4 charming and ceremonial envoys from the Inamori Foundation that we began to suspect that something extraordinary might happen to us. This immense honor, this immense gift that I am being given here, and that, of course, I don't deserve on my own. I'll give it's entirely to Theatre du Soleil, the Theatre of the Sun, to whom I've already given it verbally. That is to say, all my friends and colleagues who've carried this undertaking on their shoulders and in their hearts for most of them, decades. This treasure, which in some ways came out of the clear blue sky, will therefore be used for the artistic work of these 70 or so people for the creation of our next performance. When you receive a prestigious prize, it's customary to mention the past, that this prize was, but now, at 80, I'm surprisingly talking to you about our future. I'm surprisingly talking to you about our future. Indeed, because this is precisely one of the greatest merits of this so generous prize. It encourages you, if not commands you, to keep going on further. It's frightening because of the responsibility it gives you, this Kyoto Prize. It's an accolade. I'm forbidden to dismount from my imaginary steed and to ever lose interest in art, theater, or my valiant companions. It's therefore with finite gratitude that I receive this responsibility. This injunction from Dr. Inamori, not to renounce our expectations and promises of youth, but, on the contrary, to multiply the former and fulfill the later, against all odds. So, in response to the honor that has been offered to me, with great emotion and, perhaps, too much foolhardiness, this is what I pledge. Thank you very much.
アリアーヌ・ムヌーシュクインさんのご挨拶でございました。
There was an address by Mrs. Minushkin.
This
year marks the 35th anniversary of the Kyoto Prize. It's an honor to present this prize to the laureates who's made significant contributions in their respective fields. We are certain that the achievements made by the laureates will bring great benefits to our future and to the future of our children who bear the next generation. With gratitude to the remarkable achievements by the laureates, children from Kyoto will offer songs. The song is titled Whose is the Blue Earth? The message has remained unchanged from the first Kyoto Prize. With wishes to protect the blue planet, traditional handballs are presented to the laureates. There was children of Kyoto Seibo Gakuin Elementary School choir.
本日の演奏は京都市交響楽団、指揮は
The music was performed by Kyoto Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Conductor Laureate, Naoto Otomo.
Takamadoの宮妃、久子殿下のご退
Her Imperial Highness Princess Takamado will leave the hall. Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to rise.
皆様お座りください。
Please be seated.
本日は大変
Thank you very much once again for your kind attendance today.
京都賞は
Kyoto Prize is an international award to honor those who have contributed significantly to scientific, cultural, and spiritual betterment of mankind.
回を重ねて本年で第3期
This year, we presented the Kyoto Prize for the 35th time. We are committed to
貢献できますよう
strive further to extend our global contribution to this international award. We will be very grateful for your further support and cooperation.
本日の受賞者のご家族の皆様、
Now,
どうぞステー
family
ジにお
members
上がり
of
く
the
ださい。
laureates are invited onto the stage.
受賞者の皆様と壇上の皆様もどうぞステージ中央に
And
お進みください。
please come to the center of the stage.
受賞者の皆様のご退場でございます。 以上をもちまして
This concludes 2019 Kyoto Prize presentation ceremony.